Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing really well. Gosh, we're getting really close to our next meeting coming up this Saturday. I'm getting very excited to see you all and check in and move on. I have another great question from you, and here it is. How do we keep ourselves only with our own stuff, not absorbing others' stuff? Here are some examples. I find myself craving some food this person I'm hanging out with loves, which I don't usually choose to eat. Same thing has happened with iced tea. Some thoughts or even lack of focus, which were peculiar to another person. Even my body started to look like theirs in terms of shape. I am talking about different people here, spouse, my kids, best friends, etc., not clients, thank goodness. I guess I learned how to set boundaries with students and clients better than loved ones. I ground myself every day and have rituals for morning prayer, which include those loved ones I am talking about. I have a feeling this happens subconsciously, so where would I have an open door, which I don't know about, for these things to infiltrate my field? I really appreciate that you shared, that you ground yourself every day. You have rituals for prayer, including the loved ones you're talking about. So right away, that would, of course, be the first thing I would wonder. The other thing is kind of general psychic hygiene. When we are around friends and family, especially when we do intuitive work, when we open up to clients as a practitioner, sometimes if we don't have good rituals in place to close that work down or to close our psychic abilities, intuitive abilities down, we can stay open. Therefore, we go home, we hang out with friends, we can start to get their thought forms, we start to feel their feelings, etc. So that would be something I would check in on, whether or not I have in place a really good closing the doors when I'm done with psychic work. Other things, this question is bringing up all these great examples about boundaries all over. Boundaries. So checking in on your good boundary work. Are you making sure that you are saying what you need to say to friends and family? Are you saying yes when you mean yes and no when you mean no? Good emotional boundary setting. Are some of these people you need or want to perhaps minimize contact with or change contact up? What I'd love to do in this recording is to check in on the specific person asking this question to see if there's something new or unique to share. I mean, I know whether or not you are a practitioner or you're in this mentorship for your own personal development at this stage, boundaries are such a great topic. They're a great topic whether you're being psychic or just being emotionally connected with someone. And so I know a lot of you, probably all of you in your own ways, already have some good tracking in place, some good tools in place around managing your own energy system and your own boundaries. So rather than maybe resharing or restating general good boundary setting, I think I'm going to, in this moment, just tune in to the person asking this question to see, in their case, what is a specific reason this is happening. So when I take a moment to shift gears and raise my awareness and ask in the good, true, and beautiful way to connect with the person asking this question and see if there's anything more to share that can be helpful with their question. And so, taking a moment. The first thing I become aware of for this person is I hear the word mother. And so, in their question, they do share my kids, but I feel mother archetype, as in their personal lives, their ability to love and be involved with friends, family, spouse is so great and so fulfilling that there is a tendency here, or I'm sensing an energy to step into that mothering role in a pretty big way for people close to her who are even not just kids. So what I mean by that is, if I were this person, perhaps what would be helpful for me would be to restate to myself, re-intention, reimagine my role as mother, or my role as a lover of everyone in my family. Am I overextending my wanting to care or wanting to nurture? It may seem improbable that you can over nurture, but I think that you can, particularly when your experience is showing you some very valuable feedback, as in you're starting to develop tastes and proclivities that they have, your body's even changing. So again, if this were me, I'd look at the shadow side, I'd look at the illuminated side. So shadow, it may be, are you overextending? Going into even more shadow around the mother archetype, are there any elements of wanting to control someone's situation? Maybe in your love and care for these people close to you, you have awareness of their struggles. You have awareness of things they're working on. And you want so much for them to make choices and take actions that serve them. Perhaps if they are not doing that, or they're doing it differently than maybe you would, maybe there is an element of wanting to control that or direct that. So that's a good time to track yourself. Does it resonate that there may be inside of you an impulse or a desire or a pull or patterning to want to step in and create in someone else's space? If I tune in again with this person to see if when I ask, what more might I know that is helpful? What more might I see or hear or understand that is of benefit to this person? I get a sense that I want to say to this person, you don't have to overdo. Another way to put the energy of this is, you do so much. The people around you know you're there for them. They know you love them. They know you are strong and capable and dynamic, and they can see you for who you are now. I feel some emotion in my eyes as I tune in on this part of your experience and these people who view you, those in your closest love relationship circle. You are so loved. You are so respected. When you say things, the people around you have a clarity, a knowing of your wisdom. And so in hearing this, if that, resonates with you, you feel the truth of this part of the message, that may then inspire you to reorient yourself with extending your energy into to be helpful to those that you love. You really are stepping into a time in your life where you can call your power, call your influence, call your efforts, call your energy home. And from your home space of observing and sharing with these loved ones, they're free to have their experience, and you're free to have yours. Something else I'm checking in on your behalf is, by taking on some of their proclivities or tastes, body expression, is that a matching picture for something that is needed in you? Sometimes in readings, even if you become aware that a situation a client's going through, if that kind of triggers some of your own stuff, number one, you want to lovingly put that to the side and tend to that for yourself after the client session is over. But number two, that tells you there could be a matching picture there. There is something that your client is going through that is similar to what you're going through. And so in this instance, with this question, if I tune into, is this person taking on, body patterning or tastes because it is addressing something that's needed in them or that they're needing? And the immediate response I get is that's a past patterning. It could be in times past for you with these very same people, whatever they're going through was a match to you. Maybe what they're healing or they're evolving or they're expanding or they're growing is something in the past you too were wanting to expand or heal or balance or grow. And so you're almost having kind of a muscle memory, but energetically speaking. That calls us to energy work on your part to keep yourself in present time, whether it's do-it-yourself energy work of just pulling your power back from each of these people and regarding them and interacting with them from your own center. Adding to your daily grounding and praying ritual or practice, staying present in the moment. Restating for yourself few times per day. This is today's date. This is my name. This is how many years old I am. That can be a really quick and simple way to get into the present moment. You can also look around you in these circumstances and make sure, are you present by checking in with your sensory perception? Maybe you have heard this process before, but you can perhaps try this on with the next time you are with one of these loved ones and you feel some of these proclivities starting to recur. You feel yourself starting to match their choices or experience. You can come into yourself and take a moment to identify 5 things you see in your present environment. 5 things or up to 5 things that you are smelling, that you're tasting, that you're feeling. A beautiful way to get pretty instantly present timed is to look at your current immediate physical environment and feel what's the temperature, what do your clothes feel like, what are you hearing, is there a hum of an air conditioner, are there birds chirping, what's someone saying to you? Using your 5 physical senses to get yourself in the present moment. I'm just rereading your question again to see if anything else comes up or is there something I have not addressed. Yeah, those are the main thoughts I'm getting, impressions I'm getting. Those of you who are watching this, if you have anything you feel like you might want to add, please consider adding them in the comments below. I can relate to every part of this question. So this is not unusual to have experiences like this. And it's not unusual even to have an established grounding practice and, morning rituals and prayers, and still notice that somehow your energy is either extending or you're, adopting someone's energy, boundary maintenance, boundary awareness, our own shadow work, our own blessing work. These are things that I and all of you will keep refining and revisiting throughout your life. And the more you're staying conscious and aware, as each of you are, as evidenced by your participation in this mentorship, it is sometimes that work is even more so than someone whose path this lifetime is perhaps less finely conscious, which is, neither approach, in my opinion, ultimately is lesser or greater. I know I'm pretty tuned this lifetime to stay very aware and very conscious as much as possible. That's my soul plan this lifetime. Each of you, I would say, are calibrated similarly. Otherwise, you wouldn't be drawn to a group like this. But other people are not necessarily on that path. And so if someone around you doesn't seem to have challenges with some of these things, it's not because you're not proficient or you haven't healed enough. It just means that, you're perhaps looking more at the details. You're going deeper. So we, throughout this mentorship, in different ways, through additional questions from other of you, and through our additional sessions and exercises, we'll keep revisiting these kinds of issues. But I think this was a great question, and I really appreciated you sharing the really personal experience around it, so we could kind of pinpoint. Before I sign off on this video, I'll just check in one more time with the energy of the person who asked this. The one last little snippet I could add psychically that I hear is this person is, really growing as a counselor themselves. And so this that they're learning about energy and about the dynamic in a family versus the energy dynamic with clients, in addition to everything I've already picked up on, I'm hearing that this personal experience this person's having will absolutely help them as a counselor, because then when they are working with someone and this person has an experience like the one they're going through, they'll be able to relate and also share how remedies and new processes for moving past that. So there's, a bit of a learning curve here with noticing this stuff, which makes sense. We as practitioners, or we even as, consciousness explorers, we are our own best learning lessons, and we are our own best teachers often. So, all right, you guys, well, I will see you very soon and hope you're doing well. And I can't wait for Saturday. Bye for now.